Welcome to Fit Kids Conversation. I'm your host, David Jacobson, and today I'm here with the Manson Track and Field Dynasty out of Colorado, led by Amy Manson, the mom, Pat Manson, the dad, and Max and Mia Manson, who are two collegiate pole vaulters. The group has accomplished a great amount of feats in track and field and is got a great basis in terms of youth health and fitness practices that they bring to their achievements. So I'm going to have each of them introduce themselves, starting with you, Amy, and talk a bit about your athletic path.
Yeah, so as far as track and field goes, I did every sport as a kid, but that's the one that really stuck and I loved. And I ended up going to Indiana University as a walk-on. And just begged the coach to run behind the team because I just love to run. I love to have that as a part of my day. And had a wonderful coach who kind of turned me around and was able to win a couple of Big Ten championships and get All-American and go on to run for Nike for a few years afterwards. And now I get to coach kids, which is even better to pass on the love for the sport.
Excellent. And Pat, can you go next?
Sure. Excited to be here. Thanks for having us. So I had athletic family growing up. Mom and dad were both athletes, so we grew up doing sports. I tried, like Amy, tried a lot of everything, and then found track in 7th and 8th grade. It was pretty fast. And so I thought, well, maybe I'll do this. I also played soccer. But in high school, I started doing well in pole vault, and then had a really good junior and senior year. So I had a lot of opportunities, got a scholarship for college, and vaulted in college, and then did well my senior year. So I was able to turn pro, got an agent and turned pro in pole vaulting, and did that for about a decade, traveling the world doing the pole vault circuit. It was living the dream. It was super fun. And then throughout that, I was coaching. And so as I transitioned out of pole vaulting, I coached more and more and run a pole vault club here in Colorado now.
So you are the first one who got humble on me and didn't mention your Pan Am Games achievements. Can you go into that for just a sec?
Yeah, so well, when I got out of college, I had made the junior team that went to Pan Am Games. So when I graduated from college, the Pan American Games were that year, and I made the team, which was pretty cool because it's hard to make a U.S. team. Went to the Pan Am Games and had a good jump, and nobody else made it, and I won the gold medal. So then 4 years later, I won the next one, and 4 years later, I won the next one and set the meet record. And so I had a history of good Pan Am Games. So that was a lot of fun.
Great, thanks for that. And Mia, can you go next?
So I grew up doing a variety of sports, did track my whole life, been involved in it, but nothing ever serious. When I got to high school, that's when I really focused in on track. Spent most of my time doing that. I did pretty well in pole vault my first few years, set the freshman national record my freshman year of high school, and then continued to do well throughout high school. I did pole vault as well as a bunch of other events for my high school track, which was a blast. And now I'm at the University of Michigan for pole vault and track and field. That's been awesome. My team has won a few Big Ten championships, which has been super fun to be a part of.
And now you, Max.
Hi, I'm Max. Also kind of grew up doing a bunch of things, starting off with gymnastics and then into kind of hiking and rock climbing. And then kind of around high school is when I started to kind of make track and field my main sport. And so really got into pole vaulting, had success in high school and ended up breaking my dad's 32-year-old state record or something like that. And that was a really cool experience. Ended up going on to jump for Stanford University and currently, still in college and loving climbing and track and all that.
I love that story of you having broken your dad's pole vault record. And I have to ask two things. I guess, first of all, you, Pat, how you felt about that.
Oh, that was the dream come true. I was a coach at the time, so I'd been coaching kids to try to break that record for 30 years. And well, not 30 years, but 20 years probably. And just nobody got it. And it was miraculous that it stayed that long. And then my own son liked pole vaulting and then got to the state meet and had good weather. Just a lot of things had to happen. It was amazing.
Great. And then the second question, and Max may be better to answer this. How much smack talk was there over that record?
I don't know, not too much. I still got another foot or so to go to get past his best. So
I want to talk a little bit about just kind of the culture of athletic achievement and attention to fitness and development of the kids in the family. And again, start with you, Amy, and ask what were some of the principles that you brought in, and if you want to speak for Pat a little bit, if you were a united front in bringing the kids up to achieve, but also to develop as people through their sports and fitness activities.
You know, we know that the joy that we got out of track and field is because it was something that we loved, and we didn't care what our kids chose. We just wanted to find something that they loved, and to connect the whole work and effort to something they love and how fulfilling that is, just as a human being. And yeah, it was really fun when they ended up both choosing track and field to kind of narrow in during high school. But I think the most important thing for me, and I think hopefully my kids remember this about school as well, is we never cared about the grade. But we cared very much if we saw on the report that they didn't hand in an assignment. so we definitely cared more about the effort they put towards, and sort of the character and the work ethic that would help them both in school or in sports, and then whatever they go on to in life. And I feel like that's what we tried to really push, is we cared so much about their daily effort and not so much about the end result.
Yeah, I'd echo what Amy said, is that it's really about the work ethic and appreciating that you can work hard and have success at something, but also about the fun of it. And as I coach kids now, I mean, that's why kids come out to pole vault at our club, and as they come out to have fun. And so we try to keep it really fun. You're obviously working hard the whole time too, but so when the kids were little, it was definitely about keeping it fun. We tried to not make sure, I mean, just speaking when they started pole vaulting, to make sure that they could come to practice, jump a little bit, and then not be stuck there with me as the coach for 3 more hours in the sun, right? That if they were done, we'd make it a fun practice and go home, and do things to keep it fun. And then not just pole vault over bars, but pole vault through hula hoops. And then if they got tired, we'd be like, oh yeah, when they're little especially, just try it out and then we'll move on. So yeah, keeping it fun. And then the same for hikes, and the same for other things we do that were kind of physical. We ran the boulder several times when they were little, and just, it was a carnival event and a lot of fun. So things like that.
Sounds like a blast. Mia, was it a blast, or were there some hard times too?
Growing up, I never really even thought of them as like sports, or well, I mean, like, yes, sports, but I just thought it was just like another fun activity in my day. Anytime we'd just go for hikes, climbs, even like going over to track with my parents while they were working out, and I'd end up like running around playing. Yeah, it was never really like a workout. It was always just another fun activity in my day.
yeah, especially with like 14ers and stuff, like it is a big effort and it's a lot of work. You remember just like the fun parts and the views and the memories and all that, and it's been really fun.
How important, and anybody can speak up on this, how important is just flat out fun? Because, at Fit Kids, we work primarily with K-8 kids, establishing sport agnostic fitness and just the fundamentals of bodily movement and how good that feels mentally, physically, emotionally. How important is fun to getting kids moving and keeping kids moving?
I feel like if you can attach fun to the work, I mean, that's, what they remember, just like with Maya Angelou's, is you remember, what they said or what they did. You remember how you felt about that person. I think it's the same with activity or physical activity in sports, is how did they feel? How did the kids feel when they were introduced to these physical activities? Was it just someone came and told them to do this hard workout? Or did they bring in squirt guns, or, pump them up, or do fun cheers, or whatever it does? And the kids will remember that they felt like they were having fun while they were doing the work. So I think that's incredibly important for the foundation of a life of physical activity, is just incorporating the fun. So that's what they attach to it, is this was rewarding. It was really fun. And of course, that's what motivates kids to want to keep that in their life. And even now, like, you want it to be fun as an adult. So it's what keeps it fun. And fun changes throughout the years as they get older. I mean, sometimes, I knew when I got to like high school level, it was just fun when I had a super good workout where I hit the times or whatever. And that was just fun, even though it hurt. But yeah, I'd love for Mia to talk on that, because she does the large agility station in our track and field program. And that's really what her station is all about, where she coaches.
Yeah, so yeah, like my mom said, I'm in charge of the agility station, which is a blast. Just kids from like 7 years old up to middle school, high middle school, 8th grade. So it's fun to like see how they react to different things I plan each day. If I just plan like a straight up workout or something that has like no fun incorporated into it, I lose the kids so fast, and they're not motivated to be there, not motivated to work hard. Well, it's just hard to get kids to like really get into it if it's not fun. But just adding in anything to make it a game or a competition or just any sort of fun, they're so much more excited about it and motivated to do it. And I like have to like explain the directions fast because they're so excited to get started on it. Yeah, it's just funny to see like with all the kids, no matter what their age, like just adding in something to make it fun makes them so much more excited about it, and not even like thinking about it as working hard or anything. They're just enjoying doing it. So yeah.
Cool. Pat, I think you mentioned pole vaulting through hula hoops. Can you explain a little bit about how that actually works?
Well, I probably learned some of that from Mia and Max when they were little, because they started younger than most of the kids, because they just come with me to practice. So we started coming up with fun things. But the hula hoop, it's fun when an exercise also teaches good skills. And the hula hoop sits in the middle of the pole vault, and it teaches you to jump straight ahead, because some kids tend to veer off left or right. So yeah, so we did hula hoops, but the kids just think it's really fun. And, their parents are all taking videos and pictures like, my kid's jumping through a hula hoop. So it ends up being a lot of fun. And we'll do crossbars where we put up like field goal uprights of foam posts, and they have to jump through those. Yeah, we try. We have sometimes put a piñata up really high, and they have to try and kick it with their feet, and just things like that. But yeah, fun is so important, because like Mia said, the kids can lose track pretty quickly. So fun really keeps it going.
Max, can you talk about the fun that you have experienced? And following you on Instagram and having read some articles about you and everything, you have got some real hijinks going on out there. So I think you really take the idea of fun to heart, at least in your public life there. So can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, fun is kind of like probably one of the most important things ever to me, and I just kind of try and seek it out whenever I can. And I think for like that kind of intrinsic motivation to like do the work is important, and one of the best ways to get that is if you enjoy it. And so by finding ways to make it fun and make it an enjoyable experience can really motivate you to do more and do better.
I have one quick analogy to you, David, that I think probably this happened because I end up using it now, but it probably happened, and that's why I came up with it. But let's say there's a snowstorm and you got 4 feet of snow in your driveway, and you tell your kids, I need you to go out and shovel the snow off the driveway. And they're just like, moaning and groaning. They don't want to do it. But if like 5 minutes later, before they come out, all their friends from the neighborhood come over and say, hey, you want to build an igloo? And you say, hey, could you just use the snow from the driveway? And the kids shovel probably twice as much snow, get like twice as much work done. They get it all out and do that and then some, and they never even know they worked, but more work got done because there was fun involved.
Sure. Like, as long as they don't know they're eating vegetables, they'll enjoy the meal, right? I would like to ask Mia first, what you feel is the most important lesson that has carried you forward, not just in pole vault, but in school or other aspects of life that you took away from your experience growing up in this family?